Hello and welcome to Kedrick Farms. How is everyone doing today? Apologies, we're getting started just a couple minutes late tonight. We've got a ton of stuff going on in the house today. We've been running around like crazy with the kids this evening. So we're gonna be doing a little bit different stuff tonight. We're gonna be setting up on a new map here, one of the new series that we were looking to run, and I'm hoping that this is all gonna work out. We haven't done a farm build in a while, so I thought we would build out a new farm here on Lincoln Creek. It's a map that MRG just converted, and I'm looking forward to checking it out here. Oh my goodness, Brian Oxendine with the super chat already. Appreciate you, sir. Welcome to the stream. I'm getting all of my windows opened up here and getting everything set up still. We've got quite a few people in chat already. Godly Devil, good to see you in chat as well. Randy Pepler, always good to see the staff/members. Wes Henry, good to see ya. Pleasant View Farms, how you doing? Oh, we've got Finley Farms in the chat as well. Good to see you, sir. We are, we're double checking that I've actually unmuted my mic for a change. We have actually done that, and the camera actually looks good today too. So maybe we've finally worked out all of our miscellaneous technical issues from last time. So we're gonna be doing something a little bit different today, which I've already said, so I apologize. But I was planning on playing this map when it released, and MRG's still doing a lot of updates on it. In fact, I believe he's got a new update coming on Friday, he said at one point. And so this is a released map. So yeah, it's already been released. It's a beta version of the map. He's still working on a lot of the feature function, but there's an absolute ton of farms. I did a map review video on this, and I think I counted like 17 different purchasable farmyards on the map. And so it's a little bit ridiculous, but I haven't done a farm building for so long that I wanted to build my own farm here. And so that's what we're going to do today. And so I'm looking for a good spot to do that here. And I came across this area of the map kind of tucked away over here in the southwest corner. And so I'm going to bring up the mini map here in a second once I get down here. But I wanted to kind of show off the area that I think we're going to build in. And so there's this big grassy area over here on the southwest part of the map. So this map is a 4X map. It's absolutely humongous. So I think what we're going to do tonight is build a farm down here in between these two fields, because it's not defined as a field. And so, you know, really to get good yields and things like that, you'd have to plow it up anyway. And so I thought, well, this is a perfect spot to build. And I kind of went around the map, and I really like this creek that runs through the middle of the map. And so I bought a handful of fields. And so giving you guys kind of a preview of where my mind is headed for this particular playthrough is I wanted for a change to not just own all the fields right next to my farm, but have to move around on the map a bit and harvest and plant and do all these things all over the map. And so we're going to be doing things a little bit different in this series, having a little bit of fun with it. I've got a lot of mods that I haven't used before, so we're going to be doing a lot of that kind of stuff in this series. So tonight's going to be building out this farm, though. So that's the plan. So with that kind of out there in front of everybody, let me catch up on chat a little bit here. Cap, good to see ya. Alan, it's good to see you in chat again tonight, sir. I am feeling better, although we're sitting down. I got the green screen up again tonight, and we're gonna take it easy. We may switch back into standing mode here at some point. Watching the Field of Dreams game, nice, Connor. Hyperwolf, always good to see you in the chat. Tyler's farming videos, how you doing? Brian Rutherford, good to see you again, sir. You're playing on this one already, good deal. Noggy's in the chat, good to see you, sir. Banks is in the chat, good to see you as well. Fallen Oak Farm. Man, we've got everybody in here tonight. Good deal. Chocolate bar. Yeah, we're almost at 20K. It probably doesn't help that I had to take a bunch of time off here leading into getting the surgery and recovery, but we're back at things, and we're going to be getting videos out here on a regular basis again soon. We're still catching up a little bit this week, but we're getting there. And Finley Farms, I got those videos that you sent me. That was awesome. And so now I'm well armed. I'm going to get back into doing another big grain farm at some point as well. So that should be a lot of fun. Lonnie, welcome to chat. Perma's modding. Good to see you, man. Banks, I'm doing good. Today was one of those days where I was doing really good, and so I went and overdid it today, I think, a little bit. So we're a little tired and a little sore today, and so I thought it'd be a perfect day to just sit back and do a farm build here. It's a little bit lower key. So, yeah, Brian, I was watching Clutch do his speed run as well before getting started on the stream here, so he's got some ridiculous farming going on right now. It was kind of funny to watch. So let's open up the landscaping tools here and take a look at the land that we've got real quick. I've got a lack of familiarity with the landscaping tools here. Altuno with the super chat. Appreciate you, sir. Welcome to the stream there. And Pleasant View Farms. What color is this farm going to be? So there are a good number of modern case mods that I have not yet had a chance to use. And so I want to use some of those. However, I can't find a great fit for everything. And so this might be one of my first, I'll say, mixed color farms. So we might run a little bit of everything on this farm. We'll see how it goes. I started putting mods on here, but I realized we probably won't get to a lot of that in tonight's episode. So we'll see how far we get. We might start buying some equipment. We might save that surprise for the first video. We'll see how it goes. Oh no, I need an undo button. I just right-clicked by accident. All right, hang on, let's fix this. Flatten. So, the fun with the landscaping tool, don't push the buttons when you're not ready. So, I guess this highlights, though, what I wanted to show off, which is this area isn't exactly flat. It has a slight lean as you come down this way. So, the ground slopes down into this corner. And so we're gonna have to fix this, and then we're gonna have to paint new grass at some point here. So what I kind of thought I would do is start in the middle here and kind of flatten an area out a little bit, just because in my experience, trying to place buildings when there's any amount of terrain difference is kind of painful. And so I'm just going to go ahead and like pre-flatten the land. We'll fix all the landscaping later. But what I want to do is kind of have two sections. So I've been looking at this, but I didn't really actually come in here and build anything yet. Let's get rid of some of these extra windows. I always like to start my farm builds with a house for, whatever reason. I feel like, you place your house first and then you kind of figure out where the rest of the farm's going to go. And so I think that's where I'm going to start, because that's what I usually do. J. Joe, Billy Bob, welcome to the chat. Brian, John Deere goes great with Casey. I think we may end up running a few different brands here. I saw that Custom Modding just released the updates to their seeder. So I've been tempted to see what improvements they made there. They've got a new liquid cart out. I'm not sure it's going to hold a candle, though, to the updated version of the KC6000 from Forward Ag. So I'm actually going to bring that up, because I might be biased, and I'll be the first to admit that I'm a little bit biased. But anytime a mod comes with your name in it, it's going to be something special. And this is no exception. I've never had a mod that I didn't work on that had my logo on it, and so I was really impressed when Forward Ag sent this over to me with my flags on the back of the KC6000. So this is awesome. And I'm also probably going to rip these flags off and put them on a whole bunch of other things because I thought this was really sweet. So it's going to be kind of hard for me to switch to a different liquid fertilizer trailer after this update. So we'll see how it goes. We might need to have a couple on the farm. Ryan Lunt, welcome to chat. It's good to see you. So let's get started with a house. And I think what I want to do, I've got a few houses here from Elk Ranch or Elk Mountain Ranch. They do a lot of really cool stuff. And I've always wanted to find an excuse to use this ginormous house. And I've never really been on a farm that I felt like it fit on. But we've got a lot of land here. Like when I first started looking at this lot, I didn't think it was that big. And then I got some mods out and started looking at them, and there's a lot of land here. And so I really think I'm going to use this one. And I think we're going to start with it somewhere right in here. This is going to let me, we'll put it down right here, I think. This is going to let me adjust my driveways, have something coming in on the side, put some trees and stuff in here. And, you know, you don't want your house right up on the edge of the field. We can put some trees over here to kind of block it off. So I think this is where we're going to start. Kevin, your farm on Lincoln Creek is casing deer with a Gleaner combine. I should look at those Gleaner combines. I think I saw there's some new ones that just came out. So let's get the landscaping tool back out here. So I like to kind of take my buildings one at a time. And we are going to keep the F1 menu open for just a little bit while I remember what all the keys are. And we're not trying to sculpt right now. We're trying to paint. There we go. Tab. Drag this down to a reasonable size. Now, I am no expert modder here, but I have done my fair share of farm builds over the years. I used to do all farm builds in my time-lapse series and had a lot of fun with that. And so I've just gotten out of practice, I think, a little bit here. And so my thought being, though, is that the middle of this circle would be a good place to kind of have some landscaping here. And I'm just kind of going to sketch some things out. I like to kind of rough it in and then fix it later. And so we might have to buy the road land here as well. And this is one of those things where it's really hard to do a good farm build if you're trying to play 100% realistic with, you know, without giving yourself some extra money. Although it looks like MRG did me a favor here and made it so that the road land doesn't cost any money. So we're good to go there. And let me get my tool back out here. And so that lets you kind of bring things right up against the road, and then we can flesh this out later. But just to get a feeling for what that might look like, put some trees or something in the middle here, flesh this grass back out because this is a little bit too wide. I'd want it to come out like this a little bit more. And really, this driveway is going to be your kind of primary entrance for your own stuff. So let's get our sculpting tool back out. So when I'm sculpting land, I almost always like to use the square. When I'm getting started versus when I'm painting, I almost always like to use a circle of some kind. And what I think I want is like a yard with some trees and some area here, and then to have it kind of come out to the road over here a little bit. And then we'll have some kind of separation between the house. And I would think that a bin site would be somewhere in this area closer to the road, you know, with some of our sheds and our farmyard kind of back in this other area. So that's kind of where my head is going right now. Lane, welcome to the chat. Ryan, yes, this is going to be for a single player series that I'm going to run on this map, I think. I thought about running multiplayer on it, but I'm going to run seasons on this map. And I'm thinking of doing a 9-day seasons, because I went around and, maybe talking about that is important to how we build the farm. But I went around and bought a handful of fields here, 62, 63, 50, 29, 32, 24, and then this big field 68 down here on the bottom. And the thinking is that we're going to, be moving around the map and farming, some fields in different areas of the map. And that's going to be pretty good. And yeah, Ryan, I do have Global Company installed. We do have the Place Anywhere feature disabled for the time being. I don't turn that on by default just because I have had it cause a few issues here and there on certain maps. And so, I want to make sure that I own everything that I'm working on right now. I might decide to turn this into multiplayer. We'll see. We've talked about it, but it gets difficult when you're trying to run a series on a map. If you open it up to other players, and it's like, well, I need to move on because it's time to make an episode. So if you're not ready to go, you're going to lose all your crops. So that's kind of the thinking here. So Jake, welcome to the stream. Allie, welcome to the stream. Good to see you. Brian, you think I should put the bin site back here a little bit more? Maybe. That might not be a bad idea. So in my mind, I'm kind of like practice modeling this off of how a farmyard that I actually farmed on back in the day was laid out. I'm going to smooth this bump out because I don't know that I necessarily want to continue to flatten all of the ground forever. We'll work on that in a second. And we're going to come back in here and finish this driveway out. Now, I would want my driveway to kind of come in here somewhere. We'll do some corners and stuff here at some point, but something like that. And then I would want a separate farm driveway here. Now, I've got to check and see if this is the same sand color as the road. It looks like it. So I'm going to use that same texture to start. And so if I have my driveway here, we have some trees. I think I would put the other driveway kind of right in here, right where this annoying bump is. So maybe I'll move that bump over just a little bit after all. If we just continue to do this, we can smooth that out and hide it with some trees here in a little bit. Trees, driveway right here. That's what I'm thinking. Painting mode. There we go. And again, like I said, I like to fine tune at the end. So we're going to come in here and I'm going to flatten again up here because I don't want to continue to flatten that whole spot. Let me make sure I'm using flatten. Yep. And so all this area back here was actually quite a bit smoother. And so I was thinking that we would have our main shop kind of in this area. Originally, I was thinking about the bins over here near the road, but maybe we could put the bins kind of back in this area and, create a more interesting yard, have to drive back to them. We're not going to be using a grain leg, I don't think, on this. I was originally thinking about putting like a big grain placeable down and doing that, but I think what we're gonna do is do a lot of bins. I watched a bunch of videos on farms in Nebraska today, and almost all of them had just rows of bins, and so I thought that was interesting. And so we're going to kind of flatten this area out a bit and bring it over towards the edge of the field, and then we'll smooth it back out just to make building easier, because building in Farm Sim and I don't get along without level terrain. And I'm really hoping I can repaint this grass texture afterwards, because otherwise I'm going to be really upset if the grass texture doesn't exist and I have to find a new texture. ArgZ, good to see you in the chat, sir. Brian, yeah, J. Joe, is it just you, or do you build an awesome farm and career and then you end up hating it and deleting it? I have hated some of my farm builds, but unfortunately, when you start changing the land and doing stuff like that, it gets a little bit more difficult to just wipe it out. And so one of the tricks that I've learned, though, over the years is that you can hide your terrain changes under the trees. So I'm going to start using more of a rounded approach here, because I think what we'll end up doing is having a yard behind the house here. And so we probably need to keep a little bit more space here. And then most farmhouses that I've seen, you've got some trees or something to break up the house from the rest of the farmyard. Cuts down on noise, wind, all kinds of stuff. And so I think we're gonna go something like this, and we'll put some trees in here, and this will all look a lot better here in a few minutes. I don't think I need to go too much farther back right now. I think all of this is pretty level. And so if we're coming into the farm through our main farm driveway, now's where we got to start looking at how big some of these placeables are. Brian, you have terrible luck using the sculpting tools. Me too. In fact, it's why the one question I asked Giants devs, I got into one of the QAs in FarmCon, and I asked about the new tools that they're releasing for landscaping mode, because I'm really excited. Having all of this right on my landscaping screen is going to be epic. And so all I want is an undo tool. If I click and drag something, I want to undo my last action with the sculpting tool. And they said, no, it's too hard. And they gave a lot of really good reasons why. And I was really disappointed, but I understand. But that was what I wanted. Yeah, so Derek, the more storage, that makes sense to me. What I was surprised by was that they just have standalone bins out there, and they're using augers and stuff. I'm used to, in Minnesota, at least where I grew up, you had all of these grain legs and with all of your bins, and these are really popular. I would say every other farm had a huge grain leg setup, unless you were really small. But when I was watching a whole bunch of different Nebraska videos, I probably looked at 20 different farms. I think out of all of them, one farm had a grain leg. Everybody else just had, rows of bins, and, they would auger their corn into it manually. So that's what we're going to do here, which is great because I've got some new augers and stuff that I want to try out as well. Mo Gaming, welcome to the stream. DJ, it's good to see ya. So the other reason that I want to build a farmyard, just to be clear, I like a lot of the farms that MRG built out on this map are actually really great farms. But I haven't had an opportunity to use this new shed that Trailer Park Farms put out recently. I did a mod review video on it, but I haven't actually used it in a playthrough. And so I thought it was time to fix that. And so I guess I need to pay attention to what color building I'm buying here. I could always change it later, but I'm thinking I like one of these grays. I kind of like this black dark roof one because the dark roof matches the roof on my house. This one's inverted. I think that would look weird. So we're going to go with the dark roof version. And we're going to put this thing right out here somewhere. So if this is our main road into the farm, I could put a shop somewhere. You would want to be able to come into the farmyard and move about here. So if I put this big shop right over here, how would that look? Something like that. I like that. And then you've got some farmyard here. We can clean this up. You've got some yard over here. And then we could put our bins kind of right back here along the back. I don't think I would go all the way back here. I think we're going to leave some grass area back here. It'd be too far. So we're going to try this out. And I've also got the other trailer park farm shed that he optimized here, which is this 90 by 200. And so I had a couple of thoughts. One thought was I could put it over here now if the bins aren't going to be over here. But I don't really want it opening up onto the road. I don't like having my sheds right on the road. And so I could put it, I could rotate it. We could put it flat back here. This is going to be a tree line somewhere in here. And so I could put it up here like this and then have the bins kind of sit back here. That might look good. I can always move this. It's not going to destroy my land because we've already leveled it. So we could do, I'm trying to gauge size here. Like, I hate putting equipment out before I'm done building, but I'm also like, I know this door is big enough to put a 50-foot header through. So this is a lot of yard space right here. If I put it somewhere like so, that doesn't look too bad. I like that. We've got some trees here. I'll block it off a little bit. Yeah, that could go. That could work. You always have trouble figuring out how you want your farm set up. Yeah, Daniel, it's funny is I find that if I'm doing it single player, I would probably spend 10 hours building this farm. And so I thought maybe if I forced myself to do the farm in the span of a live stream, that I'll just force myself to finish. So that's the plan. So I'm kind of just scrolling through. I need some other miscellaneous placeables. I want to wait on putting my bins down for a second. There's a couple other things that I always like to have, which is fuel tanks. I've got the Elk Ranch ones, but these are kind of small. We're going to be running some big equipment here. Ooh, I like that one. I think we might run that one. And so I can put some of this kind of stuff like back on the back side of the shop here. Now I'm not able to get super close to this thing, but that's because my trigger on this thing is on this side, I believe. I wish I could see where the fuel trigger was. I think it's going to be on that side there. So I'm going to want it something like this. Now this is where global company comes into play. So we are going to turn this on and use the super cool functionality because I'm not going to put my fuel tank that far away from the shed. So we're going to do something like that. Although, do I want to put it right next to the big shed with the heater and all that stuff? Or do I want to place it maybe over here is better? We're going to place it right over here. That way we've got fuel. I don't want it right next to the door because I'm going to come flying around this corner as I head back to my bins on a regular basis. So maybe we put it on the other end of this shed here. This is sounding like a better and better idea. And we put it somewhere where the rain gutter isn't going to wash away my foundation all the way. Ooh, we've dropped our dirt down a little bit, so that's unfortunate. I wonder if I can raise that back up. Let's get rid of that real quick and raise that back up. We don't want a huge gap under our shed. That would not be good. Let's grab the right tool. Grab that tool. And make this a little bit smaller so I'm not destroying quite so much land. There we go. Raising it back up. And then we're just going to raise this area out in front of this a little bit to make sure that doesn't happen next time we try to place that down. Perfect. Now, the good news is we know exactly where we wanted to put that because it changed the texture type for us. There we go. So let's rotate that back out and drop this right back in there. Cool. Catch up on chat here. I apologize. I thought this would be something I could chat and do, but I get really into where I'm going to put things. TNT Farms, welcome to the stream. Derek, for bins, I need to plan for a nice loop for trucks and tractors. Yeah, exactly. Which is one of the reasons why I like that we have so much land back here. So I'm thinking you know, a row of bins, you're going to be able to come around them. And so that's why I don't want to go all the way back. I want to leave some room to have a driveway that kind of goes around there. And then we can always put some more, I figured, like kind of along this space over here, if we decide we need more later on. And yeah, Derek, all of those Elk River mods are on their Facebook page. They've got a pinned post right on the top of their Facebook page that has links to all of their placeables, which is great. Some of them are even in a pack, I think. They've got some like decoration items and stuff like that. So let's see here. So we've got fuel, we've got bins, or I'm sorry, we've got sheds. We kind of need bins at this point. We might need another shed as well at some point. I don't know how many I installed. I try to only put the mods I'm going to use in. And so here I've got a whole bunch of different bin packs that I got a hold of that we're going to take a look at today. And I'm looking for some of the bigger ones. So I've got, this one doesn't tell me how big it is. 1 million liters. That's not useful. So I've got 2 of these 60,000 bushel bins. Yeah, let's do that. I like this 60,000 GSI. I'm curious how it compares to that one. I'm just curious what the sizing is. So about to the top of that shed. Yeah, I think we're going to go with this one. I think this one's put together a little bit better. I'm going to convert all the bins that I have to use the GTX script. So I'll be doing a tutorial video on how to make any bin placeable, turn that into only holding one crop at a time. So that's the plan. Jack T, welcome to the stream. Yeah, no, I'm using the global company setting at this point to be able to place things. Sizzling water. Do I drink energy drinks? I used to, but I had to stop. The caffeine was not good for me. Christian, you tend to put your shop down and all fuel and washers down, and then map roads around. Yeah, I'm going to hold off on the roads and stuff and the detail until we figure out where all the structures are going to go. Be nice if there's multiple placeable grain legs to each grain bin instead of buying a grain complex. That would be cool. Jake, welcome to the stream. Godly, exactly. There will be a pressure washer, although I think I've only got the base game one on here right now. And Mo, I have pre-ordered FS22. In fact, if anybody in the audience tonight is looking to pre-order FS22, there's a link in the description of my video. Using that will help the channel, help support the channel, helps me get to bronze status with Giants. If I get to bronze, they will send me a copy of FS22 early, which means I'll be able to start making tutorials and other content, you know, kind of ahead of the masses, I'll say. Christian Williamson, you forget all the time and you end up with 10 or more. Yeah. So I'm looking at this. I want to put down my first bin. I want to kind of commit to where the line of bins is going to be. Maybe before I do that, let's take a peruse here of some of MRG's farms that he put together. So if I just take a look, I should be able to jet over here. I think there's a couple of smaller farms that have grain bins here. And so we've got a row of bins right along the edge of the field here on this one. We've got a couple of bins just sitting out in a field down there. And so, yeah, it just looks like he's got a couple of bins on the outskirts of the farm, you know, kind of lined up against the side of a field. All the bins seem to be backed up right against the side of the field. A lot of the farms that I saw, you could drive all the way around them. Where they were set up. The bins were kind of in a central area so you could loop around. Most of these seem to be just kind of off on the sides of the farmyards. So we're going to go with our thought and just loop it around and put them kind of in that back area so we can do a loop around them, I think. Permas, yeah, that might be a short. That's like a minute and a half. Copy, paste, change 3 lines of code. You're good to go. Daniel, I'm going to be here for a couple hours, so we usually run until 11 o'clock. And I've got a lot of work to do. I'm doing a lot of talking and not a lot of landscaping here. So we got some work ahead of us. But I think we're going to grab these GSI bins. I think we're going to go for shiny new. I like the shiny new look here on these. So let's see here. Now I am going to be all kinds of picky. I think I'm going to make sure the augers are pointing out, because I think what I'm going to do is put them in a straight line and then have this road kind of do a loop around them. So if I assume my road is going to be about as wide as a bin, and I'm also thinking about whether or not I'm going to need another shed right here somewhere. Oh, I guess I've got room for another shed up here if I really need to. Like, I think I want to do it somewhere right in this area. I'm so nervous. It's like I don't want to put it down because then it's, you know, it's there. All right, there we go. Our first bin. Oh, it's not straight. Why is that not straight? Oh, because the default orientation is with the auger kind of off to the side. Because now it'll be a little bit harder to line them up. And I also, okay, hang on. We got to sell that one. I didn't snap it, and it's going to bother me if they don't line up. Sell. Go away. I got it. I know what I did wrong. All right. Whenever I'm placing things down that I know I'm going to want to put in a line, we've got to hold C down. I believe C is the magic key here. If you use the paint tool and draw a line, it'll help me. Yeah, I prefer, if I can, to use the snapping tool, and it looks like this will snap. So if I'm going to bring this forward a little bit. I also don't want to be too far back, because I could put bins either way. I could do like a double row of bins where that's the back row and then the front row's like up here. Yeah, we might pull this forward. Let's do that. All right. But I want my augers pointing towards where the driveway's gonna be. I think that's right. I gotta kind of look here. So if we do it something like that and start here, and then I go two over. Let's start with 3. I want to get out and see how this looks on the ground. Yeah, that's fine. They're a little, maybe a smidge farther apart than I would put them, but you want to be able to walk between them and do things. I'm okay with that. I don't think that's too much space. Jacob Home, where could you get the bins you have in the store? Where did I get most of these bins? There's a couple of different packs out there. I can't recall if this is the one that's the GTX style bin. If in that case, I've got 2 bins that came from the Simply Safe modding website. And then there's another set of bins, which was somebody took and ripped apart all the bins from the Millennial Farmer silo set and turned them into individual placeable bins. Maybe South Saw modding did that. I can't recall. And then I also have several mods from North Simulation, who we're going to use his grain dryer here. He did this awesome Brock standalone global company grain dryer. And in fact, I think Perma's Modding, who's in the chat, has actually helped out with fixing some of the bugs on that grain dryer and optimizing it a little bit. So that's going to be our grain dryer here. So I guess that's the other thing I forgot about almost. Oh, there's where the global company grain dryer is. It's in global company. I was looking for this mod that I installed. I couldn't find it. We're not going to use it now, but I almost used this grain complex. So the other thing we have to do is figure out where we're going to put this grain dryer. And I think we're going to put it right here on this end. I think we want this to be somewhat accessible. And I think if I put it here, we're going to be able to... I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it set up to go right into one of these bins or not. We might end up having to jerry-rig this around a little bit after the fact, Or we might just end up using a truck and running it into the truck and then into one of the bins at some point. But I think we're going to put this right on the end of this bin setup here. And I'm looking at it. The monitors are on the right side over here. So I want the monitors facing out so we can see them. And I need this spout to be somewhere that I can get an auger to it. And I'm going to run a second row of bins over here. So let's hold off on placing that. Let's place some more bins first. I could place a handful of different style bins, maybe. That might be look a little bit more, I don't know. I think I want to go with the same bin here. So we're going to spin this one around, and maybe we can offset these from the other ones a little bit, and it'll look good. Something like this. Godly, how do you specify wet and dry bins? You just set the bin up to hold whatever you want. So I can put wet or dry in any of these bins, but once I put the script on it, I'll only be able to store one crop type at a time. So I think what I'm going to do is have these be offset so they kind of fill in the visual gap from the other bins. It might look cool or it might look silly, so let's try that. I kind of like that. I think that looks good. Nice and uniform. I think this is going to be good. So we got 6 60,000 bushel bins. The question is, how much, if I planted all of the fields that I decided we should buy in corn, how many bushels is that going to be? So I think we've got about 200 acres right now. Maybe we'll round up. We'll say it's 250 acres. And if we get 250 bushel an acre corn, we're going to have plenty of space. These are 60,000 bushels apiece. So I'm not worried about it. I think we're going to go with that. I think we're going to have 6 bins. This feels like a lot of bin space for us. You put it through Test Runner and all the texturing stuff. Yeah, it's funny. I just started using that Test Runner mod application that Giants put out. Man, is it easy to clean up a mod and cut down the file size once you start working through some of the stuff that spits out. I have taken a couple of maps now down by like 300 or 400 megabytes. So once I get a little bit more comfortable with that, we're going to be able to optimize all kinds of stuff. Daniel Fowler, hello. How's it going? Sicko, good to see you. Jacob's Home and Garden Projects. I think I might have answered this, but so South Sock Modding did a set of the bins. Simply Safe Mod has a bunch of the bins on it, and then the Brock bin is from North Simulation, as well as a couple of the other bins that I have here are from North Simulation. So let's do the grain dryer now. I'm really looking forward to figuring this one out. If I could find my keys, I apologize. We're kind of jerking all over the place with the camera here. Maybe, do I set it back here? I wouldn't set it back here. The fan needs good airflow. I think we're going to set it right up in this area and give us some room to work around the dryer and get an auger under there. If I'm lucky, I'll be able to auger this right into one of these bins, if I'm lucky. I doubt I'm going to be so lucky. But I've been wanting to try this mod out for a while. I'm trying to decide where to put it exactly. I'm not going to be able to use the snap because that's too far. It's like anything else. I'm super nervous about clicking the button like it's, I can't undo this action. Because if I'm not mistaken, the corn's going to go in right here on this part and come out right there. So, good deal. ArgZ, what do you need to do to fix the L1 on issues? Oh, there you go. Getting support in the chat. Brian, you wish somebody would put pinto beans onto a map? Nice. Do I have a dryer shack mod? What's a dryer shack, Godly? I'm not familiar with that term. Oh, and I don't have the big auger. I have my little auger on here. So we've now got bins. Let's jump out here and hop into the air and take a quick look at where we're at. We have storage. We have a lot of space here, so we do have room if I wanted to add another shed. And we've got this big setup. So I think we're ready to maybe slap down a little bit more of this driveway and kind of at least visualize how that's going to look for us. So let's do that. I am liking that it's a bit wider here, so we're going to grab a little bit wider of a paintbrush here. We'll fix the terrain as we get to that stage. Now, what I have to decide is what kind of a yard I want, because I'm not liking this sandy texture here for the terrain. So maybe we're going to try, well, that's too dark. That's good for the yard, maybe. We could do the dirt style, maybe. I don't know. That's a little dark for compared to the rest of the road. I'm trying to think. What do you guys think in chat? Do you think I should continue with this lighter color, sandy texture for my yard area, or should I use, one of the dirts, either the gravel texture here, or I was thinking, not that one, this lighter dirt color. What do you guys think in chat? This one on the left, the middle one, or the right one? The gravel, you guys like this gravel on the right-hand side? Oh, the Millennial Farmer Dryer Shack, I got you. We didn't actually have a dryer shack, so on my farm, we had the panel was actually like right on the side of the dryer. And so, you would stand right out here and there was a panel, like right here, actually. Yeah, this is pretty similar to what we had. We had like a box that kind of sat right here near the front, and we did all of our controls on that panel. So the whole Millennial Farmer Shack is a real nice thing to have, but we never had anything like that. So it looks like the chat has spoken. So we're going to get this tool reoriented and find our gravel again. Is that gravel? That's gravel. So we'll take this down as gravel. We're using a slightly smaller brush now, so we'll fix the driveway a little bit more. The gravel's gonna work great with this. Oh, that's a different gravel. Oh well, we'll clean up the details. And we're going a little fast here. I have super speed and landscaping speed on, so that wasn't helping. And then we're gonna take this up. We'll do the fine tuning after the fact. I just want to get a general feel for this. Now, if I remember right, this has a door on the side, so I always like to have my driveways include all the entrances into the shed. I can park my pickup over here if I want. And we need to come back over here and make sure that we can get into this driveway. And I'm trying to think here. This is at least gonna come back over into the main yard. Lots of room to move that big equipment around. Double check, there's no doors over there. Don't need the grass right out here at least. Good deal. Living on a player. Good to see you, man. I hope your day is going better than it was this morning. Hope you're feeling rested up. Christian, yeah, we'll clean it up so it's not just one solid texture here. Especially now that Livin's here, he might cry if I just left everything one solid plain texture everywhere. You got to have some nice details, some variation and stuff. But we'll just get this kind of started so that it's we can start visualizing. I don't visualize very well. I have to kind of see it, and then the idea forms a little bit afterwards. So I get a lot of cool ideas for farm builds and stuff like that from some of my staff team. They like to spend a lot of time building out farms, and so I've got people like Livin. I've got people, Junt likes to build out farms. Robin on the Discord server and staff member, he builds out a lot of farms. And everybody's always sharing awesome pictures of their farm builds. And so I kind of, felt like I needed to do a farm build because everybody else has got all these cool pictures they're sharing. Now, I am going to get rid of this other texture. I think we're going to gravel this whole thing. I can come back in here if I decide I want a different texture back there, but I'd hate this white rocky texture, so it's going to gravel real quick. We'll clean this all up. Ryan, welcome to chat. Good to see you. Parker Ellis, it's good to see you again. Farmer Tech in the chat. Howdy doody. Good to see you, man. Sizzling Water, you pretty much only play FS to build farms. It's funny, there's so many different things you can do in Farm Sim, and, we talked about it the other day. I was talking to somebody. You've got guys like Squad or, Austin Farmer, Pickle, they're playing Farming Simulator, but they're more using the platform to, tell stories and build cool farms and do cool stuff. And it's awesome that this game has so many different options that you can attract so many different types of audiences. So we're going to widen this area out around the bins because you need lots of room. Because if we're going to run augers, you're going to have a tractor parked here with an auger sticking out. And so you almost need like 2 to 3 times the width that you would if this was just a driveway. And so we're going to keep widening the circle out a little bit, I think. Something like that. I don't want to get too close to the field there. I want a little bit of grass. I've lost my cursor here, so I'm going to escape out and let it save in case something crashes. I'd be really sad to lose this. Farmer Tech, good to see you as well. Well, I've been out of pocket for the last month myself, so you haven't missed much. I was down with a hernia and subsequent surgery and recovery, so I'm getting better here. But we're saving, because if I lose this, normally like during a stream and stuff, I try to avoid the menu. Nobody likes watching my slow computer save the game, but we're not going to lose all this hard work. Ryan Gobel, welcome to the stream. Good to see you. Sam, you're late. You were canning sweet corn. Oh, that sounds like fun, actually. I love sweet corn. Baba Yaga. Console is so limited on the mods. Yeah, the one thing I'm encouraged by, though, with console mods is that, and I'm looking at my camera, I'm like scooting off frame here. The one thing that I like about FS22 is they're bringing bins and augers to the base game. So we're going to be able to actually have bins with augers running into them right out of the gate in base game. So I'm really excited because a lot of the things that I like to do in Farm Sim are going to be included in the base game with FS22. So, Christian, you spend more time building than farming. Nice. May, your wife is trying to convince you to start making American maps. You should. Map making is it's a time consuming, I feel like. But I think a lot of it is having that creativity to actually envision farmyards and put it all together. And if you've got a knack for it, like, go for it. All right. We're going to widen this driveway out just a little bit here. And your baby girl got married. Oh, no, Farmer Tech. I mean, congratulations. But, oh, no. It's always emotional when the little ones start growing up and moving on and all that good stuff. My oldest is looking at college stuff. He's 16 already and starting his, not his senior, obviously not his senior year. What's it called? Oh, my brain is shot. But he's, got 2 years and he's out of the house. So we're kind of starting to enter that mode where we're realizing, like, we're thinking about things differently because he's going to be going to college here soon. And so, we're talking about, what, replacing our car and what we're going to do. And it's like, well, we're going to have one less person in the house soon. Like, what's that going to be like? That's weird. 2 years isn't that long. Like, oh my goodness. So we've still got time, but I feel your pain. Yeah, getting FS22 when it comes out, absolutely. I would strongly recommend that. I'm excited. And everything about it seems like they've made improvements on the things that I've had complaints about with FS19. Like, you know, I don't know that I've seen anything that is revolutionary yet, but it's a solid improvement all around. So I'm excited for it. We're just kind of widening this out. I might be going a little too wide over here, but I think here, this is an area we're going to leave. This is a good spot to park augers and stuff when they're not in use. And yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. We'll fix that later. But right here, this is going to be a pinch point because we're going to be bringing a lot of grain in, I think, to the corn dryer. And since this is going to be augering out or augering in, I guess the auger in could go like down this way, and then you're driving through. That would work. And then auger out. Yeah, this is good. This is good. Auger out. I want enough room to get around that possibly. Maybe we'll cut some of this back with the grass. Is it tab? It's tab. Which grass is this? That's the... Let's experiment. Is this my grass? Oh, it is. Sweet. All right, let's bring this right back in here. Something like that. And have a little bit of grass that grows into my concrete here. Maybe I'll make this smaller. Now, what I want to do, this is the part that I don't like about how the tools work, is it's not always easy to get to the material that you want to paint with, or the texture that you want to paint with. And so I'm just trying to clean out some of these sharper corners before I get going with the grass tool, because I want the grass. I always like when my grass kind of grows into the gravel a little bit. It looks a little bit more natural, because I don't know about you guys, but I do a terrible job of weed control. And so I've always got weeds growing into my driveway. And so it's just easier to work into the grass. And then if I do make a mistake when I'm doing the grass, I can usually fix it. But that way I only have to be super careful one way with the landscaping tool. And you don't want like a straight line here, right? I want to have a little bit of variation. I just don't want to have too much variation. Something like this. So I think what I'm going to do, I don't think I'm going to put any trees back here. I'm going to leave this open for augers. So we'll fine tune the grass around this area, and then we can kind of forget about this area, like call it done and move on to the next section. The roads are too wide. That's probably true. So let's do that. This is a good point to do a little bit of testing. So let's see if I've got store deliveries. I do. Sweet. So for me, I have a terrible time of gauging something like that. And so I find the best way to get a feel for something like that is to just buy some different kinds of equipment that you might drive around there and try it out. Trailers, what do I got? I've got my West End dump trailer. We haven't used this one yet, so I'm going to do that. I want to cover... I don't know if I'm even going to keep this, but now that I have it open, I want to kind of look at the options. I like those better. Spread axle, triple axles. Wow, so many options. How many wheel options do I have? Wow, I don't need that many axles. All right, let's do 3. Standard, extra lights. I like lights. Who doesn't like lights? Rear signs. Are there signs? Can I get a slow moving? Nope, we're not there. We want decals. Ooh, a rear hitch. I don't know that I would use that. We can always change it later. Let's get this. Did I put a semi-truck on here? We got our day cab. We can use that. We'll do that. We'll do... we're going to go with a... I know I'm testing, and instead of just testing, I'm playing with my colors, but I like it. All right, let's do it. Let's do it. Kedrick, you should keep the roads wide to have 2 or 3 semis in and out. I do want to be able to drive both ways on it. So That's the one thought that I have. Whoops, we're in super fast mode. We're up in the air. So I do want it to be a double wide road, but I don't want it to be ridiculously wide. I'm going to be using a lot of course play and auto drive in this series, I think. So let's take a look at this. So yeah, we're probably a bit wide. Like if I'm here, my grass could come in alongside me, and actually let's just buy another semi real quick. I wish there was a way you could go into the garage and copy something that you bought. I know I could have bought two if I was thinking about it, but I want to be able to just go into the garage and say buy again. What did I do here? I got all kinds of options. I just want the same triple axle so I don't have to rebuy this thing. I don't think I did anything else. There we go. Ooh, it's red. I didn't put my logo on this one either. That's all right, we'll fix them later. So, if we're driving that way with one semi and then we've got the other one come around, whoa, reading chat, I should grab an auger while I'm at it. That's a good idea. I've got the unload auger, but not the loading auger installed on the map here. So I think this is actually not too bad. I might bring this in just a smidge. But if I've got my, Robin sent me this unload auger that I'd never seen before. I gotta figure this one out. Let's see here. This is a combine. I don't need a combine right now. How fast is this gonna be? Oh, we're going the wrong way. My wheels aren't on my steering wheels are off the ground. Here we go, here we go. Can I steer? I can't steer. Oh no. All right, one more purchase. We need something to pull this thing. Yes. We put our logo on this truck earlier. I'm excited. We'll be putting a video out on this pickup here in the next couple of days as well. This is Northwest Mods and Edits is working on this awesome Ford Super Duty. It's got some crazy good sounds. I love it. It's a really sharp looking mod. Oh, I didn't put a hitch on it. Hang on. Hang on, folks. Where's my hitch? Trailer hitch? There we go. All right, now we've got a hitch on our truck to pull this auger around. So we're gonna get this back here by the bins, and we'll test this. We'll test this out a little bit. Actually, we're gonna put it, I think, right into the grain dryer setup here, because that's gonna be the thing I'm most worried about, is kind of hitting it here on the edge when we're bringing corn in or coming out or whatever we're doing here. So let's use our friend Super Strength to help us out a little bit here, since actually I'm just realizing if I unfold it, does this work better? Ooh, look at that. I don't know that that's how that's supposed to work. I'm definitely breaking this mod. Oh, there's two left and right mouse button configurations. Hang on, let's fold this back up for a second. I think this is definitely user error. There we go. Look at that. This is slick. All right. So, if we jerry-rig this around a little bit, I think what I would probably do in real life is maybe have it set up like this if I was loading back into a truck. Something like that. It's not perfect here, but if I have something like this and then we're bringing a truck around. Yeah, this is an unloading auger. Oh, there's Robbins in chat walking me through it, and I'm just struggle bussing over here. We've got it. We've got it. We're a little slow sometimes, but we figure things out. And so that's gonna, you know, work if I was loading here. I didn't raise it up quite high enough maybe, but the thought being, though, is if I had a truck parked right here on the corner because I was loading it, what I would be worried about is if I could get another truck past me, right? So if I was coming in here, any driveway area that I make, I would want to be able to bring something in and get around that vehicle here, something like this. And so I'm going to park both of these things here and see if I can patch this up. Rowan Hater, I'm not sure who made this mod. I didn't get a chance to look at the description. I get a lot of help from my staff team pulling together new mods and stuff that I haven't played with. And since we're not in series mode yet, I don't have my cheat sheet here in front of me. But I'll have to see if I can figure out where I got that one from. Jacob, welcome to the chat. Brian, I don't wash my equipment good enough for a black rig. Man, probably true. We might have to fix that this series, though. So I think we've got a good handle on how wide I think this should be. So let's see if we can maybe close this up. And I have the tire tracks here to help assist with that as well. And so I think if I just bring this in a bit, especially on this side where we're getting a little bit tight to the field, because I want to make sure that we're not, you know, going to run into problems with the field too much here. I like to have at least a brush width here against my field. And we don't need these huge wasted corners anymore. We can kind of round some things out a little bit, but give ourselves enough room to get around still, not have everything be quite so squarish. And we're just gonna kind of weave and wave a little bit here so it's not just a big square line across the back, and start coming back in like so. And then just like we did before, I feel like I've got a pretty good handle on this side. Let me take this truck now over here and we'll do the same on the other side. In fact, I'm gonna bring that grass in a little bit more on the back there, I think. But I think I would want something like this on the back side as well. And so for me, at least, farm builds is a lot of trial and error. I like to, you know, get some equipment out, play with it, see how it works, and then tweak and fine tune. So I kind of take things one step at a time here. We're just gonna real quick bring that in and then patch up the awkward holes a little bit. We're gonna overextend a bit here so that it looks more natural, hopefully. Something like this. And camera angles always tend to be my enemy as well, where I thought something looked good, and then I spin the camera around and I'm like, oh wow, we're a mile off from where I thought we'd be. Oh, Robin reskinned that from the Sec Duke, or yeah, however you say / spell that. Sam, I need to go to Larson Farms to get on the struggle bus. Exactly. I need to catch up on Larson Farms. I haven't watched them much the last couple of months, actually, I'm embarrassed to say. Especially being from Minnesota. I need to watch some more of their stuff. I'm way behind. So I'm going to get back into my double truck here, and we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to bring one truck around and park it up here as if I was unloading, which is about a full truck off of the augers. And so if I was unloading a truck along here, say, oh, we ran right into the bins. Oh, we're in like super speed modes. Then we're gonna put this one out here. Please talk about what you're doing with money on this build, as your normal MO is reality play. So I am gonna start with a set of equipment on this map, just because starting from scratch on a huge map like this is gonna bore me out of my mind, to be frank. I want to use some modern, larger equipment. But I think what I'm going to do is we're going to start with some bigger equipment, but we're also going to start with some debt. And have something that's kind of forcing us to work towards an end. And so I'm going to do a little bit of research and come up with what I think is a fair number. And we're gonna start with at least a couple of big tractors, and 2 combines. We're gonna run a farm that's big enough to justify a couple of combines, at least by farm sim standards. And so it's gonna be kind of similar to how I ran Millennial Farmer series or my Flint Hills series, where I started with some equipment, but I'm gonna start with debt and not a lot of cash on hand. And so we're going to pretty much have our equipment, but we're not going to have any money, and we're going to have some obligations to the bank. And so I have to find that right number, but I want it to be enough that we feel like we're working for it. I hate when it's just, if there's nothing to work for, if the series doesn't have a goal or an objective, I find that it gets boring for me fast. I like having a challenge to work towards in Farm Sim. Farming Nation, welcome to the stream. Good to see ya. Lamborghini Freak, good to see you again. Oh, you mean questioning the cost of all the building and landscaping? So I put 10 million in to start with. So we've already spent $7 million, I think, just goofing off here. And so some of that is because I've done a lot of landscaping and then undone that again already. So that is extremely expensive. Landscaping is not cheap, especially on big areas when you're using the flatten tools and stuff. So yeah, if you just watch the number up here, we started at 10 million at the beginning of the stream. Do I just add a loan or go into the XML and add debt? What I do is I just take out the loan through the interface, and then I use the easy dev tools to take the money away out of my bank account. That's usually how I handle it. Because if you go in and edit the XML and you're using seasons, sometimes things get a little bit weird, I've found. So I like to use more of the in-game mechanic if I can. All right, so I think this driveway is narrowed out now a bit more reasonably. So I want to kind of take at this from this side here. I'm going to continue to straighten this out. Like so. Now, I did buy a bunch of equipment here for testing purposes as well, so that's eating into that 10 million. But the semis are cheap. The semis are like 30K a piece. And so really, this combine here might be $1 million, but other than that, we haven't spent a lot of money on anything but the houses and the landscaping and the sheds. Brian, you're not any better at washing your equipment than I am. It's funny it's one of those things that if you put the power washer, I feel like right out on the edge of the corner of a building somewhere, I'll stop and wash it every time I drive by. But if I forget to put one out, then it's a no-go. So I'm looking at this. I'm trying to think what else we're going to put here. Am I going to do... Maybe I'll put down some bins for holding bulk seed. That would be cool. I haven't done that. So I don't want to get a auto refill thing, but I think I've got, there we go, some of these Meridian bins. These would be good to place down here. I could put a couple of these down for seed and make more use of this area of the yard as well. I'm trying to think of, so we're in Nebraska, so you've got a lot of corn, you've got soybeans, you've probably got some sunflowers and some wheat. So I'm trying to think if we're going to be using a lot of liquid or dry fertilizer, if I need one or two of these. I could also put these back over here somewhere too, or maybe even like right in this area on the other side to give us something more in this empty space right here. Maybe we'll do that. Maybe I'll put a couple of these down. I'll need a whole new driveway area. We'll do it right on this side, and then I'll driveway on either side of it. This maybe. We'll twist this around though. I don't even know. Too bad you can't use click shift for straight edges like in Photoshop. Yeah, exactly. ArcZ, don't get you started on farmers with dirty gear. Nice. I could just install InstaWash. John Deere for life, how you doing? We're going to put this down. I'm just thinking, do I want to put it here facing into this area and kind of share this space? I think that's what I want to do. It's just, I don't know. I'm overthinking this. This is part of farm building, though, is like I always put a lot of thought into it. I really like putting it over here. I've got my fuel right there, and we'll put a couple of these down for seed, I think. Let's do it. We're gonna put one right here. And another, I'm going to rotate and put it right here with the auger facing the other way. Can I put them right up against each other? I really don't like that the logo for the bin is pointed all the way in the back. So if I put this down here, maybe. I like that better. Let's sell that first one if we can. Garage. Which one's the first one? Probably that one. Oh, it'll let me pick. Perfect. I like that better. No. I'm on the sell menu, not the buy menu. There's the buy menu. There, let's do it one more time. I think we're going to put 2 down, just in case I want some dry fertilizer as well. We'll move it over a little bit, though. Boom. There we go. All right. Let's take a drink and catch up on the chat here. Harley Quinn, good to see you in chat again. Tristan, farm's looking good. Yeah, we've made a little bit of progress. I'm getting picky here on some things, and we've got some detail work to do still. It's definitely been a little bit of fun, though, kind of figuring out what we want to do. Trying to find all my keys, so we've got a lot of cleanup and detail work to do up here in the front, but I couldn't help. I've never used this mod before. I've never used, this is Elk Mountain. Oh my goodness, I can't remember names for anything today. Elk Mountain Ranch. And so he did a whole set of placeables, and I just love them. I've seen this in a lot of different people's series, but I've never had a chance to use it. So we're going to put that down here. And I couldn't pass up Trailer Park Farm Sheds. They're so good, and I've not gotten a chance to use them on any of my series. So that's what we're going to be doing. Why not do like in real life? Farmers use operating loans every year. Yeah, exactly. We're going to take out a big loan and run the farm on that. So the problem is until I played on the map, I don't actually know how much money we're going to need. So Bryce, welcome to the stream, man. Happy you could catch a stream here. And is this map converted MRG for PS4 or not? No, this is not available on console. This is a PC only map. Guitar Nerd, welcome to the stream. Good to see ya. All right. We're calling this area back here, quote unquote, done. I'm happy with where that's at. We've got some Meridian hopper bins here for seed or fertilizer if we decide we need it. We've got a fuel tank here as well. So now we need to kind of start working on cleaning this area up. I'm not sure what to do with this section of the yard here. I guess we could put some trees in there or something. I'm going to start leveling this terrain out, though, and get all my right tools back here. An anhydrous tank somewhere. That's an interesting idea. I don't know. Maybe on big farms you would store anhydrous on your farm. We always just had the co-op. We always went and got tanks from the co-op. We never stored it on our farm. I would be nervous about having large anhydrous storage on my farm. Smooth. So I'm going to flatten this out, or not flatten it, but smooth it out so it's not quite such a distinct hill here. And I find the best way to do that is to use as wide of a tool as you can, because it'll smooth that out over the entire area that you're currently using. And if you offset your landscaping tool in a certain direction, more of the effect of the smooth will happen in the center of the circle. So in this case, I don't want, I'm pointing at my screen, you guys can't see me point. I don't want this part to move, I want this part to come up. So if I smooth offset like this, it's going to do a lot more of the smoothing on the right hand side here for me. So and I just pass back and forth a bit. And like I said, we'll put some trees in here and you won't even see that these aren't really the same height so much. And then here we're going to try and make our road area really smoothed out over a longer area here. And then similarly here now, I don't care which side it is, to be honest. I just want it to be a lot smoother. So that's what we're doing here. Now, I don't think any of the roads have, like, ditches or anything here. It's pretty flat against the road, so I don't have to worry about getting too close. Oh, I just pushed my right mouse button by accident. I don't have to worry about getting too close to the road here. I just need to smooth everything out. So, once we get done with this, should be pretty good. Watching the money just go out the window as I hold my mouse button down. That's okay. That's why we gave ourselves $10 million to get this job done. Nubs, welcome to the stream. Good to see ya. Josh Sanders, good to see ya, man. Noah, you've been looking at PC. Console's not as fun as this, but PCs are expensive right now, unfortunately. Like, there's just not a lot you can do about it, but they are pretty spendy components and stuff for PCs right now. So we're going to go back into driveway mode. I want to make sure that we're getting gravel kind of up in this area. I don't really like this white stone texture that we've got underneath right now. I do kind of like having the dirt coming out under the shed. So I'm thinking what I'll do is I'll bring the gravel up and then we'll clean back up and bring that dirt out just a little bit more maybe. The dirt texture is looking pretty good. Around the buildings here, at least. Whoop, we're going. We had the shift key. My shift key is sticky. I need to buy a new keyboard. It's been sticking on me lately, and so I'll jump out to try and do something, and I'll be doing random farm sim things, and it's very dangerous sometimes. All right, I gotta find my dirt texture here. Not sure. The one farm you saw, but there's a farm around there that has an anhydrous tank for storage. It must be a decent sized farm then. If you want, it would be more convenient, I guess, to have the co-op deliver it out to your storage tank and then you tank it out to the field. I know in Minnesota, at least when I was farming 25 years ago, There was a lot of restrictions, though, around storing anhydrous. Like, you could get an applicator's license a lot easier than you could get a license to store it on your premises. Because I remember one of the co-ops in the area actually lost their ability to store anhydrous, and so we had to get it from somebody else. All right, so we're gonna take this dirt here. I don't want all the gravel going up into the shed. I'm gonna keep the floor of the shed dirt, I think. And in fact, we'll have kind of the dirt's gonna come out. Is that my smallest brush? It is. Okay, we'll just have the dirt kind of bleeding out into the gravel here. And much like the other side, I'm going to add a little bit more dirt here, and then I'm going to come back when I have to add my grass back. The grass will bleed into the dirt texture here, and I think it'll look snazzy. We'll see. We'll see. So we'll just get this run out here real quick. And I don't know that we'll be walking around the backside of the shed very often, so I'm not sure how careful I need to be about it, but we're going to just get rid of all this ugly, not grass anymore grass. And toss this in here like so. Oh, we've got a little bit more not grass back here. Let's see, I guess a few weeds wouldn't kill me, but we're gonna just clean it up here and go back to dirt. Tab all the way around. And I think we'll just do something like that. Maybe bring it out. Cool. Your GPU is worth more now than it was in 2016. That's actually funny. Farmer Tech, good night. It was good to see you in the stream. Glad to have you back. Owen, welcome to the stream. Ben, pop the key off and clean it with alcohol. I've actually did that with this keyboard, so this is not a fancy keyboard. I'm embarrassed to say this is actually like one of those cheap Dell keyboards that comes when you get a new computer at work, because my nice keyboard actually broke, and so I grabbed this one 6+ months ago off the shelf because I had like a stack of them. And just never got around to buying a real keyboard again. So we just need to buy a real keyboard. All right, that's looking good. That'll get cleaned up with the grass. I've got enough room to bring an auger in here. Let's grab our double truck setup and do the same thing we did before, which is make sure we've got the kind of space that we want. Home Phone, welcome to the chat. It's good to see you. And I think one thing that I want to check for is the length coming out the other side of the shed. So let's go ahead and open this up and see what it's going to be like driving through it. Where's the switch? I think in real life, I'm going to have to talk to Trailer Park Farms. If I was going to build a shed with a big door, the switch is going to be over here where you come in, not on the other side. Minor complaints, minor complaints. Here we go. Let's get into our truck. Ben, you assumed it was mechanical? No, yeah, that's what I want. I had it in a really nice mechanical keyboard at one point. But yeah, the clickety-clackety of most mechanical keyboards, not so great for content creation. That was actually when I got rid of it. Or not got rid of it, but used it for something else. And I need something pretty quiet because my microphone picks up everything. So let's see here. I was checking space here. I figure if I can get a full-length semi here out, that's going to be a pretty good test of length on that side. So we did come out far enough. I don't think I really need to shrink that up any. And so let's just, oh, whoops, what is that? Is that the right grass? Yeah, that's the right grass. All right, let's widen our brush out, not that far. And we're just going to bring this in a little bit here. And do something like this. We're all over the place. Not what I wanted to do. But I want kind of a nice loop part in here to then come into the longer straight piece. So we're going to leave that there for a second and grab our other one. An MX Brown switch. Yeah, something like that. Like Perma's got all the inside scoop on the awesome keyboards. I got to see Perma's computer setup, and it puts mine to shame. So I definitely have been liking getting to see some other people's setups. I need to do something fancy with mine. We streamed for the first time without the green screen on Tuesday, and my backdrop is very pathetic in here. So I need to up my game, you know, make my office a little bit more interesting. It's literally an empty room. There's nothing in here. It's just 4 bare walls. So I got to at least hang some posters or something. Cole, you like the Autumn Oak series. Appreciate the kind words, sir. So we're going to park this here, and then I'm going to just bring this other... Did I park that too close? Let's bring the auger over. I want to bring the auger over, make sure we've got enough room. And then we'll get the rest of this driveway all spec'd out. Eli, this is not a console map. This is PC only. Oh no, our little doohickey thing is, there we go. Not folded appropriately. Where's my mouse button? Go down. Right, go down. Go right, go right, go right. There it is. Can I drive this thing? Oh, I can. 6 miles an hour might be too slow, though. We're just going to, we're gonna get the Ford to get me over there a little bit quicker. We'll leave it down. We'll see how this goes. I'm sure I'll wreck something. Legacy Ag, good to see you, man. We're over here embarrassing ourselves compared to the awesome farms that MRG puts together. And we've completely broken our auger. Oh my goodness. Okay, we're gonna drop that there. We're gonna get these 2 vehicles out of the way. Some mood lighting like DJ Goham. Yeah. What's funny is he's got that blue and black themed stuff because like all the streamer lights and all that stuff come in blue and black. And ooh, we've got a little bit of a slant here I didn't notice. That's maybe a problem, maybe not. I guess as long as I stay off the slant with the trucks, it'll be fine. But yeah, so it's funny is like all the stuff by default is kind of that blue lighting, blue and black. You know, I mean, my chair's blue and black. So you're either blue and black or you're like red and black, and I'm not a big fan of red, so. Let's put the auger down like so. And if we were unloading something like that, we would pull up to our truck with it. Where did I get the 7810 on the Autumn Oak series? That was actually a tractor that Dennis Farms released. So Dennis Farms is the individual who did the conversion on that map. And he released that on Mod Network. So if you're looking for that 7810 and the side tanks and stuff that I'm using with it, check it out. Check out Dennis Farms on Mod Network. So just in case I'm using a double hopper semi, I might be pulled forward like so. And then we're gonna do our test here. Zimmy Flip finally made a stream. Welcome to the stream. You're catching us on a little bit different kind of a day. We're building a farm right now for a series that I'm going to record our first episode on tomorrow, assuming I get the farm built. So that should be fun. Robin, metal disc plates are nice. Maybe you could do one with a John Deere tractor blueprint or something. Yep, my sister, they actually run a small manufacturing company, and they have a laser cutter, and so she actually made me a plaque of my old logo for the holidays, and then I changed my logo up and everything, and she's like, you should have told me. I'm like, I didn't know you were making me a really cool plaque to hang on my wall with my old logo. Like, I can't really use that logo. I didn't pay for it. And so I'm gonna get her to make me a new one, and then what I want to do is actually light it. If we jump out here, right? So my logo with the I'm on the other side. My logo, I can't do it. My logo with the Kedrick Farms, I want to do one of those like cutouts out of a sheet of metal, and then ring it with behind with kind of like the yellow glow that you see around the Kedrick Farms. So we'll see how it works. But yeah, I got lots of ideas, lots of fun things to do. So you can always make a movie cover photos of your favorite series that you made. That would be that would actually be interesting. Might feel a little bit self-centered, but that'd be cool. Actually, it's funny. My staff team, we were talking about some cool ideas for videos, and I've been putting bloopers at the end of all my videos, and so what I need to do is at the end of a series, I want to pull together all the bloopers from that series and do like just a bloopers video. And so I might start putting out some of those blooper videos a little bit more often, because there's some funny stuff that happens when you're recording Farm Sim, especially if you use Courseplay and things like that. In fact, if you haven't watched my latest Autumn Oaks video that came out today, there was a really fun times with Courseplay at the end of that video. So I spent 5 minutes talking about how awesome Courseplay was and how good it was working, and then I literally hit the stop button on the camera, and Courseplay just went crazy. And so luckily I was able to start recording again and capture most of the hilarity. I'm trying to get this little bit of grass right here, and it just looks awkward, I feel like. Maybe I'm being too picky, but I hate when there's like a sharp jut that makes it look square. I want a little bit of grass to kind of hide it, and this grass will get bigger and bushier as it grows to the next stage, I think. And so I'm just gonna get this edge of grass in here, and we can move on with life. There we go. All right, we've got just a little bit left to clean up here, and then we're gonna go start putting some trees down. Derek, I'm a content producer now. Self-promotion is part of the deal. Exactly. That would actually be fun. It's a fun idea. I like the idea of like a movie poster is almost appropriate, because we're putting out like these TV series, right? So I might have to think about that. My Millennial Farmer video, it was my first big series that took off, and that video's passed over 100,000 views now, which is surprising. I thought my Courseplay video was going to get there first. I've got some Courseplay videos that have gotten well into the 90,000 plus views, so it's always fun to see which videos are the most popular when you start looking back on things in Farm Sim, and how long I've been doing this and all the things that I've learned along the way. So let's see here. This is still just a smidge wide here. I don't want this to be too much of a point, because I'm sure I'm going to curve around into this at some point for various reasons. So I think we're going to just go with that. I just need to round out this curve a little bit more here, I think. Something like that. Get the small brush out so that we can clean up. These are the things that I always talk about. I sit here and spend way too much time cleaning these up. We may take a second pass for the OCD off camera later tonight after we're done with the stream, but I kind of like that. And then this is the area, so we're going to save this area for expansion. If I decide we need another shed later on, we've got somewhere to put it. But in the short term, we're going to just get the big brush out and put all of our grass back so it doesn't look like garbage. And I can ignore the fact that it's empty a little bit more. And we can always park some equipment out here, like our tillage equipment and stuff like that. I don't tend to put tillage equipment in the shed most of the time. We always just let that sit out. So having some room for the outdoor storage for equipment is a good thing. And we're going to put our grass back. Oop, we're getting into the field there. I don't want to do that, so I'm going to use a smaller brush to clean this up. And I want to get all the grass put back because then we're going to put some trees and stuff down and see how noticeable this ridge line is and if we need to do anything else with that. And I want to be careful by the house so I don't ruin all that setup either. Cleaning up around structures is the hardest, so I'd rather be careful doing it the first time and not mess everything up. Sniper Steve, welcome back to the stream. Good to see you, man. Courseplay attack of the NPC. They will survive. There you go. We've got to do some... my favorite... Actually, I can show this off here. I have a favorite thumbnail of all my Courseplay antics. Let me see if I can bring up a browser window here. New window... We'll open up YouTube, and then I'll toss it up on the screen here. It was one of my Flint Hills videos. Kedrick Farms, do this, and then if I go to desktop, not that desktop. Okay, well, we can do it up there. That'll be easier than changing it. And then... we go to Flint Hills here. This was my absolute favorite Courseplay thing. Where's Flint Hills? I can't even read. Flint, there it is. Now I don't want to play. I'll probably get demonetized for playing my own videos. How can I see the playlist? There we go. Flint Hills, Flint Hills, Flint Hills. It was right here. This was my favorite. How do I zoom in on this a little bit better? Because I can't see the thumbnail in here. What episode is this? Episode 16. Watch this. We've got fixes for everything. We're gonna jump back to here, and I can show you this thumbnail. I know, we're spending a lot of time to find a thumbnail, but it's epic. FS19. Thumbnails. Old thumbnails. Flint Hills, episode 16. There it is. Desktop. This was my favorite Courseplay, right here. This is good. So when we talk about movie poster ideas, this is what I'm going to be doing for that. I want to figure out a way to do this. This was a legitimate moment that I came back to find my harvester and my grain cart driver had decided to high five. So good times. Good times. All right, so let's jump back in here. We're almost done with our farm build, which is going rather well. Let me make sure we've got everything else pulled up here. Where's my game? There we are. And so we're going to finish this grass out here. No, yeah, it's a good one. It's funny, is like playing with Courseplay, like you walk away with so many great stories. So I'm a big fan of the Courseplay, that's for sure. So I'm going to widen my driveway entrance out here at some point. But for the time being, I'm just fixing the grass a little bit so I don't have to worry about it. Something like that. I think we need to maybe make this area coming out of the shed maybe a little wider. We haven't tested that yet. So that's the other thing we've got to do. And then we've got to just fine-tune the back side of the shed here. And I think we're all done with this shed then, which is nice to knock one more area of the farm off the list, so to speak. I'm trying to be careful not to drag it. I hate when there's grass coming up from the outside into the shed. So I'm trying to be careful not to get too close to the wall of the shed here as we do this. And I don't mind. The grass looks good on the gravel, not inside my sheds. We're going to get the Roundup out and spray all the edges of the shed to keep the grass out. So I'm going to just keep widening this out, kind of cleaning up all this area, and then we're going to come back. We got to fix this driveway still. So I'm not happy with the driveways or any of the area around the house, but we're just going to get back to some semblance of normal here. Kyle, welcome to the stream. Xavier, do an all international case farm for this series. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking about doing on this farm. There's a lot of really awesome modern era case equipment that's come out in the last, I don't know how long. And so I want to put that through its paces. I haven't really had an excuse to use like a quad track or any of that kind of equipment at scale. And so we're going to do that. We've got these new 250 series combines from JHHG Modding that released. I want to get those out there and test that out a bit. And so we're going to put these trucks down here for to get a sense of scale here while we're doing this. Zach, this is going to be a series, so I'm showing off what I usually do if I'm going to build a farm on a map. I usually do all this off camera, so I thought it'd be a fun live stream just to kind of show everybody what goes into building out a farm. And we're making really good progress. I wasn't sure I was going to be able to get this done in a 2-hour live stream, but outside of slapping some trees down and cleaning up these driveways, we're pretty much wrapped up, so I'm feeling good about it. Actually, I like this. I think this is about the right width. It could probably be a smidge narrower, but for the purposes of course play and auto drive, I'm going to leave it that wide. I like that. All right, so now I need my pickup. We've got to test the... Ooh, save. JJo with the excellent suggestion. Godly Devil as well. Appreciate you guys. It has been an hour since I did that, probably. You suggest an 89,000 series. What is that? Is that a tractor? I'm very unfamiliar with case equipment. It's Dairy's in the chat. Carpet Farmer, welcome to the stream. Good to see you, sir. I hope that showing your animals today went well for you. Let's get this going over here now. I'm loving this truck. Buck, welcome to the stream. Good to see ya. All right, I'm gonna come out here to the road. It's funny, my driveways are wider than the road. And wow, this is really wide for a car driveway. So I think what I want to do here is bring this in a bit. I don't want it to be super narrow, but I want it to be that wide. And I think if we leave it kind of come in straight and then curve in, we can put some trees or something along here. So I want to... Whoa, we're in speedy mode. My shift key got stuck again. I want to bring this up and just keep this a little straight until we get closer up to the garage here, I think. I'm not much of a artist here, but something like this where it kind of curves in, I think will look better. I also don't think we need all of this gravel out in front of the house. This looks not so good for me. And I'm really trying to think about this. I think I might actually go into this mod and remove this half moon thing. I think we're going to do that. I'll do that off camera because I don't know what that's going to entail and if I'm going to be able to do it. But I don't think I want this concrete slab right there. I think we're going to take that out. JJo, when I go and visit real life farms, am I going to visit the Millennial Farmers Farm? I am if I can. You know, that one's going to be kind of up to whether or not I can get a hold of him and make that happen, but I'm going to make an attempt. That's for sure. I think it would be awesome to get out there, and I think if anybody has a chance to do it, I do. I've got quite the personal story and connection with people in that area. So, in theory, my mom actually knows some of his family, so we're going to give that a shot here. So let's do this. Ooh, it looks like somebody in my staff channel has a version of this mod that they've already removed the front concrete. I'm totally going to take them up on that, and we'll clean this all up off stream. So I'm going to just do what I think I want this to look like at a high level. We're not going to sit here and be super, super picky, because if I switch the mod out, I might have to rejigger some things. That's a technical term, rejigger. And so we're just going to get this where we want so I can still place the trees. That's what I'm really trying to get to. And if we do that, that looks good. And we're going to do the grass, and then we'll be back to trees. Or onto trees. There we go. So this driveway, I like. This driveway needs a lot of work. I guess we can do a little bit there too. I gotta find some bushes. Does anybody know of any good placeable bushes? That's one thing I don't have. I have trees, but I don't have any like shrubs, bushes, that kind of thing. I would love to put like a bush or something right here, right? Not necessarily a house or a tree, I mean, but I gotta find some good placeable packs. I've got the Alien Gyms tree pack right now on here. I think that's gonna work out pretty good. We'll do something like this. We're gonna just add the grass in here because I can't stand looking at that plain texture. This is all gonna be grass in the middle here because I might not even do a normal driveway here. We might still do a driveway up here for visitors or whatever, but I don't like the concrete. And then get rid of all this. Put the grass back over here so that I can imagine it, because I can't visualize without it. And that's starting to look better. Now we need some trees to make this look good. Modding Welt has shrubs and bushes in it. Ooh, that's a good one. I'm gonna write that down. Let me take a note, because I'll forget 10 seconds after the stream. Modding Welt has shrubs and bushes. Legacy, you've got a whole bunch of stuff. I'm looking for things that are placeable. But yeah, I'll reach out to you, Legacy. That's a good one. I don't, because I mean, I could do a bunch of this stuff in Giants Editor if I wanted, but I thought this would be a little bit more fun because anybody could do what I've done here so far. So a lot of people don't feel a little out of their element once you open Giants Editor up. So this is working good. I feel like this is in a pretty good spot here. And if you look at this terrain, like you can see there's a small slope here, but it's really not noticeable anymore. Where before we got done with the landscaping tool, I mean, that it was really noticeable there without the grass and without smoothing that out. So that's where we're at. Legacy, yeah, building in-game farms. I did a lot of it back in my time-lapse days. It's a lot easier to do some of this stuff in Giants Editor, but not everybody feels comfortable getting in there. All right, so let's look at the decoration. Ooh, we've got some signs and stuff too. We might need a sign. We're not really a ranch style farm here, although I would love to get a sign out here. I'm gonna place this down just to see what it looks like, because I could totally reskin this with Kedrick Farms logo on it. We're gonna leave that there for the moment. We might come back to that. Ooh, yard lights. Oh, I'm sure these are going to add all kinds of interesting potential performance problems. All right, we're not going to put yard lights down because I'm going to switch that out. Ooh, paver stones. Oh, yeah, we're totally getting rid of that slab and using some of that cool stuff. All kinds of nifty, fun things. And then we've got trees. So maple, beech, birch, spruce, pine trees, palm trees. Ooh, we've got flag. I forgot I installed the flag mod. We might need a flag here too. Something like this, and then I'm gonna have to find a light for it. Trying to think where we would put this. Probably put it up closer to the circle. I was gonna put a tree here, but maybe a flag would be better. And we're gonna do it just because. We'll put the light down right underneath it. There you go. Livin, you like how much more detail you can add in Giants Editor, fine-tune things? Yeah, I agree. All right, J. Joe, thanks for coming. We'll see you next week. We will be streaming next Tuesday as well. Fences and Farm Sim 22 are going to be cool as well. Moose, you want to find a ranch hand front and rear bumpers for the 22 or 2020 F Series? Be interesting. Stranded Canson, welcome back. You've been a busy guy today. Well, you haven't missed it all. We're in the final stages, which is I'm identifying which trees I want to add here. I'm thinking we're going to put some spruce trees over here. I'm trying to think about what kind of trees you would have out here. I guess I should just look and see what we already got on the map here. Yep. All right. We're in spring, so none of my trees have any leaves, so I'm not quite sure what kind of trees they are. And I'm worried any trees I put down won't be seasons trees. I don't think most of the deco trees are seasons compatible, so I'll have to think about that. I think I'm going to put a line of trees in here, though, because that's what we always did on the farm. We had trees separating our house from the field area. So if we put one down like so, and I'm going to use a couple different ones here, but we'd have like 2 rows of trees separated and have them like staggered and offset. So if we just grab a couple different ones here, I'm going to put them down in different orientations. Make sure that I'm lining things up right. I don't want them out in the field. That would be obnoxious. And how many more of these do I got? I've got a stage 4, seems pretty big. I don't want them to be too big. So we're just going to put a couple more down and call ourselves good. It's a mixture of spruce, oak, and birch. There you go. Legacy actually has the inside scoop on this. So we might clean this up after we do our house here, but we're just gonna put a few in here. They're still growing. We might need one more of these bigger ones to balance things out for us a little bit. We are missing one more in our front row here. Got to make sure we've twisted it around so it's not in the exact same orientation as the other trees. Something like that's all right. Eric Hausberg, how old am I? I am almost 40. I'm going to turn 40 here shortly, so we're getting old. Josh Sanders, welcome back to the stream. Xavier, if you have any cedar trees, you can build a windbreak for your farm. Yeah, I don't think I've got any cedar trees in the pack here. I think we are going to do some birch trees, though, in the back of the beech trees here. Maybe birch, not birch. Legacy Ag, spruce, oak, and birch. I don't think I've got any oak trees. I'm kind of curious what this is going to look like, though. Let's toss one of these down. The hope was that I would block out some of the the shed area there, at least during the different parts of the year. I'm kind of just moving around here to look at how some of the other trees on the farm are. I think we're going to use some of the maple trees. I don't know if maple trees are that common in Nebraska or not. I don't know that I care that much. We're more focused on the farming, not necessarily the vegetation of the trees. I look 23. Well, I appreciate that. I definitely don't feel 23. I feel like I'm about 60 most of the time. All right, I want to get some different sized trees here. That's the one that I placed is too small, so I'm trying to figure out if I can get rid of that one. I didn't like that one. There, you're gone. Decoration, let's go back in here and slap a few more of these down. I really like the maple trees, though. I think we're going to put one of these maple trees back here. It's a nice tree. Kind of fill up the backyard space a little bit here by the shed. Something like that. Maybe we'll put another one over here. And then we'll grab... That one's still small. What's a stage 3 look like? Yeah, we'll put a couple of these in the middle. Something like this. And bam. We'll see what that looks like. All right, let's jump up here into flight mode and kind of take a look at where we landed up. Oh, I had flight mode on. It just wasn't enabled. Here we go. So we've got a little cleanup we need to do on the driveways still. They don't meet up with the road right. We've got to get rid of this concrete slab in the front. Maybe swap out some logos, but probably put a couple more of these fir trees along the edge of this field maybe. But I think we're close. I think this is looking pretty good. I'm happy with it. The farm is functional, so we've got that going. We focused on the most important parts. I think what I'm missing here is just a couple more trees over on this side, maybe. Something like that. We had X9 combine issues. I'm catching up on chat here. I was paying too much attention to trees. Legacy, finally, you're not the oldest. Brian, from your neighbor to the north, your family farm in eastern North Dakota had low single digits to mixed teens bushels per acre for wheat. That's painful. We're all kids, exactly. Over the hill and rolling down the other side. Sniper Steve, loving the bin setup. I am too. I like these bins. They're nice and shiny. We got to get our augers loaded up here still. But we've got a pretty functional area. We just need some trees and stuff to break up this terrain a little bit, I think. Some deco here on the farm. I'm going to leave this open here so you can look out the window and see the field. I like that. But we need a few more trees over here. Maybe we need to put a couple of those big bushy trees right here. Right here. Where's my bushy trees? I don't know what is this going to look like? Oh, that's a nice big tree. I like that. Maybe we put something like that like right there. That's a cool looking tree. And then if we get some bushes and stuff we can put in here, that's going to look pretty good. I actually want that tree to be a little bit further back, though. This is my problem with the landscaping tools, is that I have to go all the way back to this other menu to make changes. I can't wait for FS22 to bring better tools for getting at mods. I think if we actually bring this back here, yeah, something like this. That's gonna fill in nicely. We get some bushes back here, maybe some shrubs or something. That's gonna start looking pretty nice. Cool, I'm liking it. I've got some more detail work I think we're gonna do to it. I'll probably run some of those pine tree type trees, spruce trees down the length of the driveway here to further kind of block off the house maybe, but I think we've got the cutout of our farmyard kind of figured out here, which is pretty cool. And Legacy Ag, if I want to simulate mulch beds, the forest ground works as a great texture as far as in-game painting goes. Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, I'm holding off on doing the deco right up by the house because I'm going to swap that house out with a different version, so. Stranded Canson, you want a sandcastle for the kids in the back? There you go. Yeah, we can get a pool or something back here too, maybe. We've got a nice patio for the grill, so I'm excited about that. Start combing over. Oh, your combine broke down. That's unfortunate. But so I'm happy with this. We made good progress. I'll clean the rest of this up after I fix a couple mods, and we'll finish the rest of this up for our episode. I'm going to record an episode of this some point tomorrow. We'll get this series kicked off. We'll get some equipment on here, and if we end up with too much equipment, we might have to slap one more shed down, but we got plenty of room for that over here, and see how that goes. Thank you for coming and hanging out with me tonight. If you enjoyed the stream tonight, hit that like button. That helps the channel out a lot. And if you like this stream, if you've got ideas for other one-off streams like this that you'd like to see me do, let me know in the chat or in the comments of the video. And I'd be really excited to try some different things out. Next week, Tuesday, we'll probably be streaming on one of the maps that we're playing. So we stream every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So hope to see you on Tuesday. That's all for today. Kedrick, out.